In today's video, guys, I'm gonna showcase you one of the most free-to-play friendly team that will get you maximum damage on Urzila's the Chaos Shadow boss. Now, the other world exploration event is on, guys. We're gonna have to build quite a few teams in order to challenge all of these bosses and collect all these juicy rewards. This team is using no legendary artifacts whatsoever. We're only using one free legendary that everybody is getting in Season 1. This is Season 2, the Fall of Increscent, guys. We have a brand new elemental affinity, but we're gonna dive into the team and everything else in just a second. Before, I want to say a big thank you to Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are new to the channel by any chance, or you haven't tried Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, you guys are missing out. You can download the game by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Plus, on top of it, you get to support the channel as well by using my link to download the game. Diving straight into the main topic, guys, the Chaos Shadow boss, and this is Urzilas. He is a Necrosis hero, a Necrosis boss, but he's taking 100% more fire damage. The main thing that you want to achieve here is 22 plus million damage. It doesn't matter how much on top of that. This will give you 2,500 exploration points. So as long as it's 22, you're going to be in a sweet spot. The champions that we are using today, guys, is going to be Horus, which is the free epic tank that we receive on the third day when we log in the game. And he's going to do a good job because he's going to put attack penalty on the boss, and he will actually have a fairly decent survivability. Then we are using Nida, who is a free rare champion, and you can get her from the free chest that you're getting in the battle pass every month. You know, at level 10, that's for free for everyone. Then we have Liko. She is a free epic champion that everybody gets in Season 1 from defeating, I think, 60 stages on the Feymender. So as long as you're actively playing the game, you should be getting that done by the end of the season in Season 1. And I'll be honest, I never thought that I'll be building this champion. She doesn't really look amazing. She's not an amazing epic champion, but she does the job so well in here. I'm actually very surprised with it. This skill will heal the ally with the lowest HP by 20% of its max HP, and give defense up the big version for 5 seconds. And this will be on a 10 seconds cooldown, which is very, very good. Then the ultimate skill is even better here because deals attack damage to enemies, puts buff prohibition, and has a chance to dispel a buff. Now that's important because this boss, guys, will actually place increased attack on himself and the summoned units. He actually deals a lot of damage. Now there is kind of like a trick here because this boss is a melee boss. He's not going to deal a ranged AoE damage. So you can easily trick him by placing your tank in front of him, and he will only damage your tank. How you may notice, all these heroes at the back here that are at level 90, they're not going to be able to survive too long if they're constantly getting hit. But like this, I get to save resources because I don't need to level them up all the way to 100, which is pretty costly, you know, and makes a massive, massive difference. And of course, we have Erich in the team, which is the free legendary champion. And we have Dane. You can get Dane by summoning him or from the epic chests that we have in the game at the moment, guys. He's actually pretty good too. He's going to deal some damage. He's going to put a small version of attack penalty on the boss. And of course, he has a chance to dispel buffs from him too, just in case if Liko fails by any chance. Now, how I mentioned, positioning is key. We have one aura, which is the HP aura from Horus. And this is how my team looks at the moment, guys. This is what artifacts I have on them, the gear sets. Now, having 2 Moonlight sets on Liko and the tank is actually pretty important because you're going to get to heal every time they're using their ultimate skill. And all the healing will go to your tank. So that's another key in here if you want to succeed. Then I have a serial set on Dane, which will give me increased attack whenever he lands a debuff. So he has the battle skill and the ultimate that land a debuff. Then we have 2 inventor sets on my wild heroes, you know. So I kind of like prefer, honestly, to have the defense down artifact on Erich because of the multi-hits. But I'm really trying to squeeze the damage here, and I decided to give that artifact to Dane, even though it's lowering my chance to constantly apply defense down. The rest of the damage that I'm getting from the team by being purely focused on the 2 wild heroes to deal raw damage is actually making up for the loss of defense down in case if we're not placing it all the time. So my heroes are scrolled, guys. This is probably one of the main things that you need to keep in mind. And I'm going to give you an advice here with the scrolls. Make sure the scrolls always go to your support heroes. The damage dealers can deal a good job even without the scrolls. You're going to notice that this team is dealing so much damage that it's almost taking us to double the score that we need in order to max. And it's such a free-to-play friendly team. Now, keep in mind another thing. I have one of the best alliances on the server. We are actually rank 1 on the server. We unlocked all of our stats yesterday, okay? So we maxed our alliance stats. The thing you need to keep in mind as well is that my heroes are at level 90. So leveling one hero from 90 to 100 will give me way more stats than what the alliance bonuses give me, you know? So keep that in mind too. My elemental affinity psychic core is maxed. By the time you get to this part of the game, guys, which is the real end game, you're going to be very close to max your elemental affinity. It really depends what elemental affinity combination you pick to kind of like prioritize during the season, but by this time, most of the things will be maxed for the majority of the players that are actively playing the game. How I mentioned, we do have a brand new elemental affinity in Season 2, guys, and we have Fire and Necrosis. This enables us to create quite a few different combinations of teams, but we are using only fire heroes in this team. We have Lightning and Poison, Frost and Radiance, and honestly, Frost and Radiance is just so strong. I will be posting later a video with all of my teams, okay? All my 14 teams that are up and running, or 13, I can't even remember. I know I need some more materials to build 2 more teams, and then I'll be at 15, which is just crazy, you know? That being said, guys, we have no timings whatsoever on this team. Let's start the run and see how this will play out. If I'm gonna put timings, which I really should put timings just to make sure my buff prohibition goes on the boss at the right moment, and of course removing the increased attack from him in case if he's placing it, you know. But how you may notice, only my tank is getting hit right here, and he's going to survive, especially with that increased defense from Liko, the healing that we're getting from Liko, the 2 Moonlight sets, the healing that he's getting, you know, from his own kit, will actually keep us alive for a long time. And look at this, 30 seconds in, and we're like 4 million damage already. These heroes are doing such a good job, such a good job. Buff prohibition is on. I feel like she's using the skill a bit too fast, so I'm gonna delay her skill for the next rotation, just to put it closer to the end, you know. She has a bit of skill haste, you know, and because of the skill haste, that will allow her to use the skill a bit faster. And I haven't even checked what's the cooldown on her ultimate skill. Is it 20 seconds? It seems like it might be a bit less than that. Maybe she's on a 16 seconds cooldown and I haven't realized that, or 17 seconds, sorry. But look at that, 10 million damage already, you know, 10 million damage already, and we barely took any damage. As long as we have the decreased attack on too, to make sure the boss is not really slamming us, we're gonna be more than fine. Now the thing with the tank, guys, with Hollis, is that he only has a 75% chance to put that decreased attack, which is such a shame. You see, like when he's using that battle skill, if he's not landing, it can be painful, you know. Especially towards the end, once the boss is stacking his increased attack. Now, one thing that is really lacking from my team is having somebody to put recharge speed penalty. But how you may notice, that's something that we really don't need in here, guys, because we're already at 15 million damage in 2 minutes. The boss is barely at 6 stacks of attack, which means that we're going to survive without a problem. So yeah, I really think that Liko, she is on a 17 seconds cooldown, actually. But she has the Incense Burner, which gives her more ultimate energy. That's why, okay. That explains it. So I basically need to put it on an 18 seconds cooldown if I want to do a timing, and make sure I'm using it at 17 seconds. I have block buffs, and then you don't even need Dane. You can bring in a different champion. Any other champion will really work in there, as long as it's a ranged one. Because if you have a melee hero next to the boss will probably kill your damage dealer if he's not tanky enough, you know. But if your issue might be support, you can always bring in another support, you know. You see right there, he actually got a pretty strong hit, but then the 20% heal from Lyco's battle skill is actually very, very impressive. Okay, control invalid. Of course, we cannot taunt the boss. That would be nice. That would be nice. The Scarab Amulet will help Horus to stay alive a bit longer if it procs at the right moment, you know. But there we go. We have Erich with 12 million damage. Then we have Nida with 7 million damage. She's doing an amazing, amazing job too. Now, the trick, of course, is to pair wild heroes with wild heroes. Have at least 2 of them in the same team, and they will kind of like complete each other, you know. We lost the tank, which is fine. This run ended prematurely because we had no decrease attack on the boss. But that's not a problem. We still reached 27 million damage. I actually should have a screenshot somewhere that is showing the previous damage, and that was 38 million damage. Look at the difference. 10 more million damage just because we survived almost 1 extra minute. 27 million damage. Pretty spot on. These are the statistics in case if you want to see the healing, in case if you want to see the damage. So he healed for 65%. She healed for the rest of 34%. I'm not sure exactly how the sets apply. So if Lyco's set applies to him as the healing, I think that's what's happening, you know. But Nida with 7.3 million damage and Erich with 13 million damage. Pretty impressive. Now, I'm not going to save this one just yet because I still have a couple of different things that I want to do for the next video. What I do want to show you right now, guys, are the builds on the heroes, you know. So how I mentioned, you don't need to necessarily to take them all to level 100, especially the damage dealers. The only champion that should really be at level 95 plus, 99 preferably, is the tank, because you need him to survive as much as possible. And man, you're getting such an increase of stats from level 90 to 99 is actually crazy, you know. So that will be pretty important. Let me just quickly change it right here and go for fire, because that's what we wanna see. So I have 3 teams for fire, guys. I would love to make a 4th team for the fire element, but I don't think I can do it, you know. So let's have a look at him. So he is on a Moonlight set, and these are his total stats: 67k HP, 4.9k defense. Now that defense comes, of course, from the Scarab, defense chest, defense gloves, defense runes that actually help quite a bit. Then we have Dane. He has the Crown of the Unclean. He has a serial set to give me increased attack, and these are his total stats: 3000 attack, 95 crit rate, 115 crit damage, 248 accuracy. Quite a bit of an overkill on accuracy. Then I have Lyco. She has the Incense Burner, and let me just quickly check. Okay, this is on a 20 seconds cooldown, but because of the Incense Burner and the skill haste that we have on, is making her using to use the ultimate so fast, you know. So you can always time it basically. And these are her total stats. I actually gave her a bit of damage too for that ultimate skill, but she doesn't really seem to do that much anyway. 39k HP, 2.7k attack, 78 crit, 140 crit damage, 248 accuracy. And we have Nida. Nida, she is built on an Inventor set, guys, with the Eyeball of the Giant. 4100 attack, 96 crit rate, 154 crit damage. She doesn't need accuracy. We don't care about survivability on all of the back row. That's the trick with this boss, you know. Don't waste stats on survivability because you really don't need them. Then we have Erich. He is on an Inventor set with a Manticore statue, which actually boosts the damage from his battle skill a lot. And his total stats: 5000 attack, 94 crit rate, 194 crit damage. I gave him the best gear. That's why it's such a big damage difference in between him and Nida as well, you know. But that should do the team for this boss, guys. Stay tuned for more videos because I'll be doing lots of videos on all of these bosses with different strategies, different teams, of course. But if you guys want to get involved, you can download Dragonheir Silent Gods by clicking on the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.